Tired of nasty glares and hot spots when you're trying to do a product photo shoot? Today, we're gonna show you how to treat products. Hey, Aniceto here with Up All Night Inc. We're a local screen printing and production house down in Southern California. We do screen printing, we do commercials, photography. If you're interested in motivation, screen printing, small business tips, or photo and video, like and subscribe to this channel. Today we're going to be talking about glares, reflections, and blown out spots that you see on your products. We call them hot spots. It's essentially just where you have way too much light kind of bouncing or reflecting off on a certain part of your product. We have a lithium pre-workout here today from OCD Nutrition. We're actually going to be showing you how to treat these and how to take some pretty awesome photos with these. If you can see right now, we have a couple lights set up. Right now we have the 120D, which I have the diffusion pulled off. We'll explain that in a second. And then we have the Nova P300 that we're going to be using. So with light, what you always want to do is you always want to soften and diffuse your light. I say always. There are some circumstances where you want hard light depending on the mood, but with product photography, 90% of the time you want softer light. So if you kind of zoom in on this and you look, with no light, with how hard that is, you can see basically there's very hard reflections. Now mind you, the lid on this is treated, but the rest of the bottle is not. So you can see we have a lot of glare, we have a lot of hot spots that are showing up on this, and that's really not going to transfer well when it goes to photographing these. There's also a laminate that's over their label, so we're getting an extra bad glare because of that. So the first thing that I suggest doing is diffusion. So with that, with a lot of these lights that we have, again, this one actually, I'm able to put dual diffusion. So I have my first layer of diffusion, and then I have a second layer of diffusion. This is a 60-inch umbrella or octabox, whatever they call them. It's a 60-inch one we're using. Next, we're basically from there, once I diffuse the light inside the modifier, what we're gonna do is kind of my secret weapon, and that's diffusion paper. So this stuff right here, it's a Roscoe diffusion paper. I believe it's their white diffusion or their frost or whatever. And the more diffused we can get the light, the more layers essentially we can have, the softer the light is going to be. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, on both sides of this, so we're gonna put the diffusion up on both sides of this. What this is going to do is this is going to create an extremely soft light that we're going to have on our product. So we have the Nova P300, we have that diffused with a second layer diffusion out here. We have the 120D diffused with a second layer diffusion. What that's gonna do is that's gonna start controlling our hot spots that we have on here. So on the outside of the bottle out here, you know, it's not as harsh as it originally was. Now mind you, this is a treated product, so we're gonna switch these products out. So in this one, you can kind of see how harsh everything is on that. And you know, if we pull this up right here, you can start to see that, you know, on the right side of that, you have that very, very harsh reflection, you know, and if I pulled this other diffusion off, it would be even worse. And we'll show a little later, we'll show kind of the differences of just hard light, diffused light. Right now what we're gonna do is we're going to show you how we treat products. A lot of products are different, you know, plastics and glass, you know, they're all kind of different, but you can kind of use the same techniques for to treat the products. So right here, again, we have the pre-workout. The lid's already been treated, so we're just gonna actually pull this off so we can show you. So this is a untreated product. You know, we have the nasty highlights and glares and reflections that we're getting off of it. So before treatment, what you want to do is always wear gloves. I'm not going to wear gloves just yet, but you always want to wear gloves. Invest in some decent microfiber towels, and what you want to do is clean the product. So you're going to clean your product all the way around. Make sure there's no residue, there's nothing on it, and just make sure it's very well clean. From there, what you're going to end up doing is after you've used your microfiber towel, we actually just have canned air that we're gonna use, because even though you're using a microfiber, you know, there's always stuff that blows on it, or if you set it down and then come back later, stuff will get on it. So we'll end up blowing the product off. And then from there, what we're gonna do is our treatment. So for that, we're actually going to be using the Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Enamel. Now, you don't have to use Rust-Oleum, this brand, you can use any brand. I just suggest a matte clear coat, because again, we're trying to get rid of reflections. So if you use like a glossy one, you're essentially just gonna be adding the reflections back. You can get this stuff at Home Depot, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, you know, you can get it on Amazon. So we're gonna take this outside right now, and we're basically just going to spray the product nicely around, and we'll see what it looks like when we come back. So all we're gonna do is just, we're just gonna put one coat on, let it dry, and then possibly put a second coat, and that's pretty much it. We just finished treating this product. We let it dry. We applied 2 coats to this one. One seemed to work out just fine, but just for good measure, I wanted to drop another one on it. So I'm gonna move this back here just so we can kind of get close. So if you see now, you know, there still is, you know, like the highlights from the lights and stuff, which, you know, you still want that. But as you can see, there's nothing harsh. There's not super blown out, super hot spots that are anywhere on here, and you're not getting as much of that reflection as you were getting before. So we're going to do a breakdown. What we'll do is we'll show the differences between having hard light, having just diffused light, having the diffusion paper with the diffused light, and then another little secret weapon is a circular polarizer. A lot of people don't know what circular polarizers are. All they are is an actual filter that we put in front of our lens, and all this does is changes the angle that the light comes into the camera. Okay, so that's usually what happens with the reflection. The light's coming straight from here, it hits our product, bounces off our product, and then it comes straight back into the lens. And that's where you get that glare. So with a circular polarizer, you're actually able to spin the circular polarizer, and when the light comes in, it changes the angle of the light. And you'll see in this little clip we're gonna post right here, is as we turn the polarizer, you can see how the light bouncing off of it changes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it a lot shorter this time than the other ones. I know we kind of been in depth. So practice, you know, go to the liquor store, or, you know, Walmart or something, grab some products, you know, spray paint them, see what works. You know, you could try different types of spray paints or clear coats and see, you know, kind of just see how it affects your product. Always remember, if you only have one product, don't just go spraying that one product. I'll usually tape off a section, and then I'll spray a little bit on just to see, because some labels, you know, paper labels, they'll kind of get nasty, and you'll pretty much ruin the product. So again, I hope you guys like this video. If this video brought you value, please like and subscribe to our channel. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think this was a cool process? Do you have a better way that you might do it? And stay tuned next Monday at 5 o'clock for the next episode.